Opetaia Briedis.
Line, so I'm gonna let you work right here and up. Touch them up now, return to your corners.
The Opetaia starts now. And Jai Opetaia picks him off with that left hand as towards comes Briedis, throws his right hand, throws a hook as well, and they tangle. Left hand is working well for Opetaia. He looks for it again. And now they hand right. And Opetaia gets through with the left hands. Over the top goes. Looks for his uppercut. Good shot from Briedis. Nice left drive to the body it is from Opetaia. There's the right hand from Briedis over the better stuff from Briedis in this round.
Counter punch at every opportunity. There he goes.
Right hand over the top again from Briedis. Into the guard, but it still drives him backwards. That one may have just drifted low, but... Ooh, shots that just missed. Drip to the body from Briedis. And a left hand from Opetaia.
Keep him thinking, keep balking.
He just got champion. Oh, good shots. Opetaia, good combination.
His glove, he felt it and he heard it.
Driving to the body with...
10 seconds.
On the inside, and Opetaia will need to protect himself in there. Briedis is showing not only his class, but his strength. There's a good hook from right hand through the guard from Briedis. Left hand from Opetaia.
Nice body shot by Opetaia.
Briedis looked for his right hand, and Opetaia, who scored with a nice left hand and does so again. He's right up to the fight.
That's nice punching by Jai. Good.
Just second guesses, then he throws a beautiful right hand. Briedis with a big... left hand from Opetaia. Just warns on the run. Right, and a good shot from Briedis. Better moments from Briedis as Opetaia. Opetaia has had success with that shot. The left hand. Exquisite left hand from Opetaia, who goes 1-2 again. Here comes Briedis. He's reacting well to the rushes from Briedis as he goes to the body and hooking. And there is a good shot from Briedis.
Nice.
Doubling. Briedis jabs to the body. Opetaia comes forward.
Nice. By Opetaia.
Uppercut's a beauty.
Hurt him.
Late in this round, Briedis holds on. Through a Jai Opetaia round. And then that shot.
That was it.
Sailed through and did damage. Busted the nose. Is up on his toes. As the crowd sent a cut over his right eye. Blood from the nose and swelling. And the blood pours out now. Body shots and over the top from Opetaia, who countering comes Opetaia, who jabs perfectly. 1-2 goes Opetaia again, the left hand regularly. Right hand Opetaia, right as we speak. This is beautiful stuff from the blood straight out again, the body world title fight. Right hand from Briedis. And a good left hand again from Opetaia. And he comes back. And the discomfort of the Latvian star is clear. Right hand from Briedis. Underneath, Opetaia tries to hook, but Briedis underneath that one. Then he comes with his left hand to the chest of Opetaia as well. He's trying to finish the round strongly. Champion, who comes out with a nice right hand and jabs well. They want activity, they want something big. They want to slow Opetaia down.
Comfortable everything he's doing. It just looks great, Jai. He's not overdoing anything, he's just doing what...
Big right hand from Briedis. Big right hand from Briedis. Earning times now for the Australian. He's taken big shots and he gives some.
Match him fire with fire. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about Briedis' power. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, left hand by Opetaia.
Beautiful left hand of the world champion.
Nice.
About what is happening here. Exceeding their expectations as a right hand from Briedis gets to Briedis. The powerful champion Mairis. Well, he's being tested and he's passed it. Be sore.
Nice.
Right hand from Briedis. 1-2 for Briedis. Jab straight to the nose again. And he returns fire. 1-2 Briedis. Briedis comes forward with the right hands.
Stop! No. 10 seconds.
Chasing. The right hand whizzes by.
Stop!
Body shots from both fighters. Left hand, Jai Opetaia. He had so much success with that. The uppercut's been a good punch for Opetaia as well, and there's a nice jab.
He's got to keep doing it. That's what he has to do. Nice left hand.
Left hand's a good one.
Another one.
So's that. Trying to close that gap. His right hand gets off, but he misses, and he goes again. Opetaia straight towards him. Body shot from Briedis. The head's come. Oh, big right hand.
Let's remember, it's only one punch. Jai scored many more in this round.
10 seconds. Work.
They hang on here late in the rounds.
Okay, stop.
A strong Opetaia. The world title fight on the Gold Coast. Briedis the champion. Bloodied.
Yeah. Oh, nice right hand by Briedis.
There's a nice right hand and onto that nose, which bleeds freely now.
There we go.
Body shot as well. Oh, big
uppercut.
shot. He was rocked. Oh, here comes Mairis Briedis, the champion. A long time left in this round. Big shot from Opetaia. He's hurt Opetaia, who has to cover up. And in corner, they will their man on.
That uppercut caused the problem.
Not clear. He's trying to stay away.
Oh, there's an uppercut by Opetaia.
Rounds, but he's still on his feet.
And still punching.
Uppercut.
No, stop.
Briedis back to where he was, and the left hand will help. He gets it out there. Wild shots from both. There's a beautiful left hand from Opetaia again. 1-2 goes Briedis.
Okay, stop.
Trying to get back there. Left hand Opetaia. Briedis was looking for that right hand to the body. There's a right hand over the top from Briedis that snapped for what remains of this fight. Big punching world champion who goes again. Uppercut from Briedis. More as he takes a right hand. It's of this world title fight. Opetaia showing incredible. Big punching world champion. Briedis, who's been wounded. Opetaia cannot take those uppercuts. Continues around that jaw of Opetaia. The better for him. Deep. He is being tested in every way he possibly can be. Jaw. And the uppercut gets in, but the damaged world champion. And now the hurt world. And Briedis can see it, and the heads come together. Awkward destiny for Opetaia, who evades the uppercut.
Cheering, get up there, get up there.
The uppercut got through from Briedis.
Again.
Opetaia, both boxers bloodied. Opetaia digging deep to stand up to some of these shots. And 8 seconds left.
I'm sure
in the world
Opetaia's got a
title
broken
fight.
jaw.
Opetaia taking big shot. What a fight we've seen. It's Briedis, the invincible.
116, 112. 115, 113. 116, 112. Opetaia!
When black folks don't embrace what folks are trying to do and fend that off, that upsets me, because I am somebody that's trying to set a path for future folks on the come up from my community to be in this position one day.
Briedis is now facing a lawsuit in Miami from his ex, accusing him of battery, kidnapping, false imprisonment, and emotional distress. I mean, this does not look good, and he's had previous with his partner. Hands on women, I just can't agree with. It's just terrible, and it's so bad for boxing when a fighter is being accused of putting. I mean, that's my personal opinion on.
Yeah. As reported, Jake Paul's return could shift to December, with the November 14th Netflix exhibition in jeopardy due to the latest allegations against Gervonta Davis. Sources tell Ring Magazine that December 12th and the 19th are possibilities, right? And here are the potential opponents: Nate Diaz or
Stephen A. Smith has sharply criticized Gervonta Davis, claiming his reckless actions and poor decisions outside the ring have derailed his career. He stressed that talent counts for nothing without discipline and respect for the sport. With Davis's future uncertain, Jake Paul will face a new opponent, someone matching his weight, style, and market appeal, keeping the fight plans alive.
I hate it. And Jake Paul's starting to piss me off. Mike Tyson is 57 years old, man. Jake Paul been training with professional boxing trainers for years. He takes the sport very seriously.
Thank you. So let me ask you, that's the question I have, because great kid, great businessman, by the way, amazing, and I know how he does all this, the character and the persona. We keep saying that he doesn't want to be a boxer. He's not a boxer, but then
Jake Paul is a boxer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my point.
Exactly. He's a boxer.
He can fight. He can fight. I respect it. So go in there against fighters. You should be climbing the ladder towards those other fighters and taking the sport seriously to the point where you're fighting actual boxers. Now he decides to fight a fighter, a real fighter, which is Tyson. But Tyson is 30 years older. Stop this nonsense of going against dudes that either ain't boxing or is 25 years removed from the sport.
Inside Ring Show has posted an official update on X stating on X Gervonta Davis is expected to be withdrawn from his November 14th Netflix exhibition versus Jake Paul, with the event shifting to December as a new opponent is sought. Sources told The Ring's Mike Coer. December 12th and December 19th are among the dates being explored for Paul's next event. Sources said Andre Ward was approached about his availability. Sources said Nate Diaz and Francis Now are also being explored.
Times Jake takes these fights very seriously, and I just thought, okay, this is gonna get a little more interesting than I previously thought. I thought it would be a bit of a mismatch, a bit of a boxing experience to Gervonta Davis, Jake bringing the size and power, and we're gonna get one of these stalemates where no one wants to take a real risk and both guys are gonna get paid. Turns out no guy may get paid, or Gervonta Davis might be kicked off the card because we have a new, not champion, a new domestic violence abuse allegation against Gervonta Davis. There's been a lot of allegations against Tank, and some of those have been dropped, and others have not really been pursued, and you don't really know what's what behind the scenes with people, but when things like this happen over and over, I think this is his 4th or maybe 5th allegation of domestic abuse, you kind of start to have to look at the person that's being accused of such and go, why do you keep ending up in these situations? And the way it's described, we've even seen Tank do some of the things already on camera, but let's get into this thing, and then we'll just go right into the report from Chris Mannix here. Shout out Mannix. Obviously, you guys know him as a commentator with DAZN, covers boxing, covers basketball as well for SI. Chris Mannix on Twitter says, Netflix and reps for Jake Paul have been exploring potential replacements for Gervonta Davis. Sources familiar with the situation told SI Now. Paul Davis, scheduled for November 14th, is in limbo after new allegations of domestic violence against Gervonta Davis. I was in the car. I didn't know if this was real, but I had seen a report, and this came out, I think on October, it came out a couple days ago, but it was from October 27th, and there was a civil suit over domestic allegations. Just 2 weeks ahead of this fight, this is from Andreas Hale, our guy over at ESPN.com. He essentially wrote the article on it and went into details. So let's take a read. Gervonta Tank Davis has once again found himself in legal trouble just 2 weeks before his exhibition fight. And yes, it was going to be an exhibition. I know it was billed as a exhibition with, a winner and loser, but let's be honest about it. Two guys, massively different weights, massively different experience. It was going to be an exhibition. On November 14th, a new civil lawsuit filed in Miami-Dade County has put the
Mike Coppinger, senior insider for Ring Magazine and co-host of the Inside Ring Show, stated on X that Chris Manx reported Jake Paul's return could shift to December with the November 14th Netflix exhibition in jeopardy due to the latest allegations against Gervonta Davis. Sources tell Ring Magazine that December 12th and 19 are possibilities, and as Mannix said, Garcia and Terence Crawford were both approached. This announcement has sparked intense fan speculation about Jake's next opponent. A Wade podcast analyst noted that Jake Paul's team prioritizes financial control and public perception above all else. They warned that Gervonta Davis's lawsuit could sharply reduce pay-per-view sales, as many fans might hesitate to support a fighter facing serious allegations. The analyst emphasized that Jake's team values reputation as much as revenue, and this controversy risks harming both. The fight was meant to draw mainstream attention via Netflix's global platform, but the headlines about Davis's legal issues have shifted the narrative. While boxing thrives on drama, the analyst explained, legal controversies like this can push audiences away instead of drawing them in.
Until proven guilty, they say, right? Regardless of how many times he's been accused of this type of stuff, allegedly or not, it's still innocent until proven guilty. Now, if I have a contract with you, this doesn't involve you. You know, I understand you got a brand and public relations, all this type of stuff, but technically, this doesn't involve you. So you pulled my $200 Jake Paul contract. What if I'm innocent over here? You know who I'm coming after? I'm coming after you. I want my fucking money, or I want some compensation. But these big companies, they be having stipulations and little clauses in their contracts that give them the ability to cancel contracts for all different types of. I used to have those in.
Oscar de la Hoya directly addressed rumors that Ryan Garcia might replace Gervonta Davis, confirming no such talks ever took place. He made it clear that any serious negotiations would be announced personally by him. De La Hoya stressed that Garcia is focused on other plans and fans shouldn't expect a sudden crossover fight with Jake Paul. His statement shut down the speculation and reminded the boxing world that not every rumor is true, firmly grounding expectations. For now, there's nothing between Ryan and Jake's teams.
So I waked up to calls from reporters asking about Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia. Let me just tell you why this fight is not going to happen. Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN, and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. You know, Ryan Garcia's probably going to rant saying, oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting. No, you have to go by the law, by the rules. You have a contract with DAZN. You have a contract with Golden Boy. It just doesn't happen that way. So anyway, until next time, we'll see you Saturday for Virgil Ortiz. But again, Ryan Garcia's next fight will be announced.
Commentators have pointed out that this isn't Gervonta Davis's first controversy. Earlier this year, he faced accusations of mistreatment from the mother of his children, a case that ultimately collapsed but still hurt his reputation. Now, with another ex-girlfriend filing a lawsuit, many believe Davis needs to seriously address his behavior. Analysts argued that fame and success mean little without control over one's actions outside the ring. The repeated accusations raise questions about his discipline and professionalism, threatening to overshadow his career. Some even suggested his team should step in to help him stay focused and protect his legacy before personal issues derail everything he's built.
Which never happened. The Paul camp still thought Tank is a big enough name regardless of his previous result to go ahead with this bout. But just as they were going to announce this fight initially, DV allegations dropped. Tank was arrested and it was once again put in doubt. Then the charges were dropped. A week later, they announced the event. So that kind of brings us to today. This event hasn't been smooth sailing so far, and it was almost destined that there would end up being a few more bumps in the road before we actually saw the two facing off. And about as big of a bump as you could really get has now hit the promotion. A civil suit has been filed against Tank, in which his ex-girlfriend accuses him of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. while it was also reported by ESPN that a report has been filed additionally with the Miami Gardens Police Department last Tuesday. However, as I'm recording this, there's yet to be any criminal charges. Now, these alleged incidents happened last month, which was after the announcement of the fight. You would think if you're Tank on the verge of the biggest payday he's ever gotten, he would be doing anything to stay out of trouble, yet he continues to find himself in negative situations again and again. But in saying all of this, everything at the moment is very much alleged, and I'm not really here to talk about the validity of these claims. What I am here to talk about though is the impact this might have on the boxing event in a couple weeks' time. Now, Tank vs Paul, love or hate the idea of it, was definitely one of the most viewed fights of the year. Although there are rumors of there being poor ticket sales.
Courtney Rosel's lawsuit against Gervonta Davis, filed in Miami-Dade County, alleges he attacked her at her workplace, including claims of battery, false imprisonment, and emotional distress. The timing, just weeks before Davis's scheduled fight with Jake Paul, has raised questions across the boxing world. Some analysts wonder why the case surfaced now, speculating it could disrupt his biggest event, while others note victims often delay reporting due to fear or pressure. Commentators have compared it to past fighters like Mike Tyson, suggesting that intense aggression in the ring can sometimes spill over outside it. Whatever the motive, the lawsuit has cast a shadow over what was meant to be one of boxing's biggest streaming events of the year.
Involve the officer. If you're going to involve the laws given the lawsuit, why not involve the law in general and file like actual charges in addition to this? So again, I'm not her. I don't understand that angle of it, because it's like we want him to be held accountable in front of the public, but there's no criminal charges, which is weird, you know, in a situation like that. At least to me, it seems like you would have criminal charges or some kind of restraining order. Now, I don't know. It's not my case to fight or defend. We have to see what comes. I have mixed feelings about these situations because on one angle, we do see boxers throughout history who have been involved with like temper issues or anger management issues and DV in domestic situations. We've seen that. And I'm talking about all types of fighters, right? Even the great Mike Tyson, I don't believe the story, but again, I don't want to get too distracted on my opinion, but he did prison time for allegedly to a female, right? So on one angle, we've heard that. But then on the other angle, you got people who sue left and right, and sometimes even females, right? Where people are looking to turn a pretty penny. And what happens is sometimes in these celebrity situations, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I gotta see more, you know, it has to go to trial or whatever, see what evidence comes out. Again, this is...
Michael Bisping voiced his frustration over the idea of Jake Paul facing Francis Ngannou as a replacement fight, calling it absurd due to Ngannou's size and power advantage. He argued that despite Jake's growth as a boxer, he isn't ready to handle someone who could easily overpower him. Instead, Bisping suggested Nate Diaz as a more balanced and exciting option, offering both name recognition and a fair competitive matchup without creating a mismatch. His comments reflect a broader sentiment among fans who want Jake's fights to be entertaining, but still make sense athletically.
Pulled the plug on that fight. It says, here's a tweet I'm reading from Mike Coppinger. As reported, Jake Paul's return could shift to December with the November 14th Netflix exhibition in jeopardy due to the latest allegations against Gervonta Davis. Sources tell Ring Magazine that December 12th and the 19th are possibilities, right? And here are the potential opponents: Nate Diaz or Francis Ngannou. Now listen, we know that Jake Paul has been out there and he's typically taking on people that are way older than him, like Mike Tyson, who's 58, Anderson Silva, who was way past his prime, people like Nate Diaz, who were way smaller. Gervonta...
A panel of analysts debated whether the lawsuit against Gervonta Davis is legitimate or a strategic move. They stressed that Rosel's case needs solid evidence to be credible, noting that the timing, coinciding with Davis's scheduled fight and biggest payday, raises questions. Experts warn the public not to rush judgment until all facts are verified, acknowledging that while false claims exist, dismissing accusations too quickly is also unfair. The panel concluded that both sides deserve fair scrutiny, though the timing undeniably complicates public perception of Davis.
Or she got trash-ass lawyers, and he did all of this shit, and they got all the evidence in the world. They're like, yeah, we just gonna ask for 50K. We ain't gonna ask for nothing more than that. Something gotta give, bro. Okay? Something gotta give, fam. So there's that part of it. And for the Tank Davis side, listen, dog. Whether you did it or not, if that's all it takes to make this go away, so you can go on with your life and go on with your career, I'd consider doing it from a business perspective, right? How and just saying, look, man, you asked for how much, man? Here go 100. Shut up, issue an apology. You know what I'm saying? Say that I never did that shit. Say it was a misunderstanding. And you can have 100K here. Shit. That's the business side to make this shit go away and keep it moving. But the man in me, right? The pride is the wrong word. The integrity in me says, if you didn't do this shit, fight tooth and nail, and don't give a shit, right? So there's that, right? It just, again, not saying guilty or innocent. Y'all know when shit like this happen, I like to wait on all the facts to come out. Damn, this shit seeming very, very suspect, bro. Very weird. But now let's get to the potential opponent. So nothing from MVP has came out to say this fight has been canceled. As a matter of fact, they were still promoting the shit yesterday on their socials or whatever. Nothing from Tank's side that said this shit is canceled. Nothing from Netflix saying this is canceled. So for all intents and purposes, these are rumors started by Chris Manning. So
Jake Paul's team has launched an internal review of the allegations against Gervonta Davis, signaling they're taking the situation seriously and prioritizing both legal safety and brand reputation. Reports indicate Paul's representatives are coordinating with promotional and legal partners to decide the best course of action. Depending on their findings, the event could be delayed, rescheduled for December, or Davis replaced entirely. The move reflects Jake's growth from entertainer to responsible promoter, showing he understands how controversies can impact credibility in business. With Netflix involved and millions at stake, his team is proceeding carefully to protect both the event's integrity and the public image of their star.
It happens. And from the even contractual side, you got to look at it from Gervonta Tank Davis. You know, it's innocent until proven guilty, they say, right? Regardless of how many times he's been accused of this type of stuff, allegedly or not, it's still innocent until proven guilty. Now, if I have a contract with you, this doesn't involve you. You know, I understand you got a brand and public relations, all this type of stuff, but technically, this doesn't involve you. So you pulled my $200 Jake Paul contract. What if I'm innocent over here? You know who I'm coming after? I'm coming after you. I want my fucking money, or I want some compensation. But these big companies, they be having stipulations and little clauses in their contracts that give them the ability to...
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.